Tonight's match of the round will separate pretenders from contenders. For both these clubs have vouched with chest that promotion is achievable this season. Whether they mean it deep down is another story, but the reality is that on our podcast released last night on BDSFA TV, both Town Rangers and Parklea said that they have the squad, the belief, and the know-how to go up. Tonight won't decide anything concrete, not mathematically that is, but what it could do as the final round before the second half of the draw begins is take the belief to a different stratosphere. For Town Rangers in particular, the table toppers, of course, confident they may be, but 3 points is their lead. That 3 points will become 0 should Newbury win their game in hand and Town Rangers not find any points here at home. Parklea were some people's favourites to go up this year, not the favourite by all accounts, but there were some backing the Morgan Power folk. Ryan Hoffsmith helped himself to 4 goals against Prospect as Parklea began the season with 2 wins on the bounce. Bang! Then they pumped Minchinbury. Top of the table they went. Promotion on the cards. But then, loss. 2 of them, you could argue, were to the worst teams on paper. Parklea hired James Boyle as their coach in the off-season, a Scotsman with a UEFA A licence to his name. Yes, UEFA A. So what can we expect from his style of play? Well, we know that he has incredibly high standards from his time on the podcast, but will it ring true tonight off the back of, and I quote, losses to the 3 worst teams in the comp? Town Rangers signed the entire PL2 All-Stars team that weren't Polonia in the off-season. That's a joke, but you know what, not really. As you're about to discover, some of these boys are of higher quality than the second division tagline that they currently hold. With 21 goals scored and 11 conceded, they hold the best record in both departments. As we reach the halfway stage of the season tonight, with a reserve grade team in first place as well, this is their promotion to lose now. For Parklea, 9 points from 6 games is less than ideal. They sit in 5th, their Rezzies sit 4th, but they did win against Town Rangers last night 1-0. Can they springboard off that momentum and put themselves back where they believe they belong? Are we experiencing, though, what happened to them last season when they went winless from their last 5 to drop out of the top 4? Surely for big bad Parklea, not being in the PL2 finals in consecutive years would be a disaster. Well, my name is Mark DePoli. This is one of the newest subjects around the place, Popendetta Park. Town Rangers FC take on Parklea in what has quickly and not so quietly become one of the most anticipated matches so far this year. The hype that's built overnight is genuine. There's going to be a bit of bite in this one, so I say strap in and let's go through some lineups right now. And yes, by the way, to those who saw my Facebook post, we've got some very special guests who will be tuning in and contributing throughout the evening. So please keep your ears peeled for that one. You can see the 2 teams out there, the mini-roos of Town Rangers now exiting the pitch. The 2 teams will cross each other and shake hands. There goes Parklea's as well. What a great little testament to their juniors and what builds the foundation of both of these clubs. So should we start this time with the away team? I think we should. 2-time All-Star representative and a man who made his match of the round debut and club debut on the same occasion, Garen Serrata, now into his 4th year, if you can believe it was that long ago when he first appeared on our cameras. From right to left in the back 4, it's Thomas Palacios, who recently got engaged and moved into a house with Alex Reeves, a defender from the WPL. This man has spent 20 years in Parklea colours, drives 50 minutes to, 50 minutes from every single week to get to training and games. He's next to Brad Hoffsmith, who made his match of the round and first grade debut, like Garen, in the same occasion, this time though as a 16-year-old at right back. What an impressive player he is now, still just only 19. Hunter French is next to him. He's played at Eastwood Tigers and Blackswood Redbacks, which are 2 animals synonymous with the Blacktown Premier League, but of course teams from different districts. At the left back, it's a man who's making his match of the round debut tonight, a 19-year-old who is playing professional First Division football in the UAE, specifically in Dubai. In the start of the year, it's Kabir Someshwar in the number 4 jersey rounding out the back 4. Jordi D'Alessandro has always been a back 4 player in his time in Match of the Rounds. Today, he is referred as the 6. He'll be wearing the 22 jersey. Nathan Smith is a personal trainer sitting in front of him. You can expect him to be fit as a fiddle. And then in front of him as well is Noah Young in the 16 jersey, just 24 years old. Another one who's a one-club man, his 16th year of service. Matt Elder is one of the most dynamic wingers, not just in Blacktown, but I think in a wider area catchment of football too. He is so explosive and quick. Off to the left, it's Blake Joyner in the 20 jersey, who's a sparky by trade, so can he provide the spark from the wings? And through the middle is the man who has scored 5 goals in a game 4 years ago. He scored 4 goals in a game 4 rounds ago, and he scored 3 goals in his match of the round debut in front of the cameras. He's still just 21 years old. It's Ryan Hoffsmith, brother of Brad, in the back line. Kyle Puffett is the goalkeeper who begins in net in the 70 jersey. He's one of 2 people in the back line who are truck drivers during their 9 to 5. Matthew Nikolopoulos I ran into while I was in Germany 5 years ago. How would you know it? He's a one-time All-Star, one-time match of the round goal scorer, and he wears the 19 jersey at left back, going left to right. Francis Adonteng, whose first real name on his birth certificate is Revodekos, in the number 2 or 4 jersey, we're not quite sure just yet. He's 27 years old and quite comfortably the biggest unit I have ever seen come across a match of the round. He'll be next to Aro Gar, who joined from Mariong in the off-season, just his first year at the club. Of course, the South Sudan international picked up 6 goal contributions last year in what was a premiership-winning campaign in the PL1. Emmanuel Kwarteng is another one of the Ghana boys who have joined up, who they'll be featuring in the African Cup, I'm sure, this year. Formerly of St. Pat's, picked up a goal, I should say an assist already this year, and he's playing at left back in the 22 jersey. Anthony Napolitano played in the division under professional in Italian football overseas. Of course, he played in the 5th division for a team called Eccellenze in that 5th tier, and scored on the final day to keep them in the division, by the way, before he returned back here and became a Resi's Player of the Year at Quakers Juniors. Ektoras Tsialtas was the Fraser Park captain before he became a Premier League star, with a goal against St. Pat's in the match of the round. Mwene Malenja joined from Oakville in the off-season. He wears the 10 and already has a bunch of goals to his names. He scored 35 in his last 3 and a bit seasons. Off to the left, it's a man who won the championship last year with Doonside, and back reunited with his main coach in Blake. Of course, it's Franklin Kobe, just 25 years old, still feels like he's been around forever. Off to the right, it's William Narloose, who is related to Pond's representative Josh Narloose. He picked up a hat-trick in round 3 and 4 in reserve grade, and he made his first grade debut last week. And through the middle, it's Sam Burke, who scored a hat-trick in the Minchinbury 6-3 comeback last week. Those are the 2 starting 11s. It's a 4-3-3 versus a 4-3-3. There's a 6 playing in both teams, identical formations. This game will be won in the midfield. This game will be won by whoever shows more pace. And Town Rangers on a ground where they have never lost since reuniting as a Premier League team. That's right, never lost. Oh my gosh, they're already through! It's Burke with an offside flag raised. He would have scored in the opening milliseconds of the match. He was past Garen Serrata with a simple body feint, but luckily for Parklea, the offside flag is raised, and it comes to their rescue. Hunter French will be the one who takes this free kick, you'd say, but in fact, well, what's been called up here? Well, maybe there was a foul on halfway. I'm not sure what's been called up, but apparently it was not offside. So Parklea have escaped in the early seconds of the game with a decision that at first glance I can't quite explain to you. And I'm going to do my best to just move on from there now. Still Chatham Rangers with the ascendancy so far. Up very high on their pitch. Parklea need to put their foot on the ball. And clear away they do. I think that was Palacios at right back. Picked up here by Ryan Hoffsmith, one of the great purple patch strikers you'll ever come across. No free kick there. He shakes his head and his hands in tandem. That's Revedex Adonteng, better known as Francis, out there who pushed that ball forward out from centre-back. That was Jordi D'Alessandro sitting in as the 6th and the captain of Parklea. Twist, turn, and well done there by Emmanuel Kwarteng on his match of the round debut here tonight for Town Rangers. So Palacios actually playing as a left back, not a right back, it seems. Sam Burke here still got a hat-trick last week. And it was punched right back into the hands of the keeper, who'll be grateful that he can just slow things down here as Parklea are trying to hold on. And Blake Joyner's told him to send it long, but instead it's come right towards Blake Joyner here, who's now going to compete with Kwarteng and the touchline. He's actually kept it in. He's going to try and put pressure on the right back. Did he foul him? Yes, is the call by Daniel Druitt, tonight's centre referee. At the back they play. Dropped in here too. I think that's Spencer Granu. So there's a late change for Town Rangers. All-star representative Spencer Granu is going to actually start here tonight. Good tackle in there. In tandem, Palacios. Oh my word, and Noah Young as well. But down quickly. And with a real bump went Franklin Colby. But he's all right. A chance for the beast of a centre-back to deliver another ball forward. Back spin towards the back stick. Cleared away. There was a big bump in the box there. Napolitano, who teed it up from distance. He is the Town Rangers Gattuso, if you like. Family from Puglia, so that wouldn't quite make sense down at the bottom of Italy. Gattuso more from the north. Another big coming together there. Napolitano was beaten to it this time. And it's Hoffsmith trying to turn Ryan, that is the striker, not Brad, the centre-back. Granu was dilly-dallying. Did he foul him there? Apparently no foul again on Ryan Hoffsmith, because you know what? If that was going to be cautioned, it would have been a red. If that was called up, it would have been a red. Really unhappy are the people just below us. Apologies for any French you're coming through, although I know it has a Scottish accent. Outside of the foot, ping, missed by Palacios. 20-year servant of the club, has to come up against this man here. It was Kwarteng who was dancing forward from right back. Still Town Rangers. Tsialtas has won it back and puts a pot shot towards goal that goes way over. Well, apologies for anything you're hearing. It's picked up here by Blake Joyner. Parklea trying to pounce now. Has to get past his oppressor. He's put a square ball in. Hoffsmith goes down for a third time. No call. Struck towards goal. Over. Well, the intensity of this game is tangible. They are asking the question, how has Ryan Hoffsmith not won at least one free kick? But every single time, Daniel Jewett has said no straight away with zero hesitation. But a couple of massive moments here. You can bet your bottom dollar we'll get Antonio Perello, who's going to feature on this chat at some point tonight to come and explain some of what he's seeing out there. But a couple of massive calls, or perhaps lack thereof, that have already come in the opening, 5 minutes of this game? There's been more action in this game in the first 7 minutes or so than there has been in some full 90s of other matches I've watched this season. This is absolutely incredible out here at Popendetta. And they're trying to clear this one, Town Rangers, who now feel like they're the ones who are under pressure. It should be dealt with at the back here by Brad Hoffsmith, who's gained nearly a foot since he debuted as a 16-year-old. You can understand why, I'm sure. Still plenty of that growth spurt still to come for him. What a centre-back he's really developing into. And it's been sent forward here by Kabir Someshwar, who, again, I'll remind you, was playing professional football just as recently as January up on the other hemisphere in the north, in Dubai. Chance for Mwene Malenja, I do believe in. Kabeshwar stood in there strong. Joiner's ball, he leaves it for Palacios, I should say, forgive me, Someshwar. Coach James Boyle just trying to calm down his side as Hoffsmith competes for that in the air. It's picked up here in the middle here by Noah Young. Noah Young, 24 years old. All the way back to Adonteng, who squares it to Granu, who looks like he's starting. In fact, no, that is Arrogar there. So Granu playing as what looks like the defensive midfielder here tonight. A late change, I'm not quite sure who's dropped out. Offside flag stays down. A chance to bear down on goal for Town Rangers, who already feel like they should be 1-0 up. Oh, it's been a miscue clearance. Struck on goal. Sliding challenge. Did he win the ball? Corner kick it will be. Much better by Town Rangers going forward. Parklea did just about enough to survive. The intensity in this game is absolutely electric. You cannot keep up with this if you blink. So don't. Corner to be delivered in. Looping towards the back stick. I think that was Quatang there, and squared by Napolitano, and it's been cleared away by Parklea. It's both teams just attacking as quickly as they can, and the defence is just trying to hold on. Midfield of both teams absolutely not in this game at all. It's really attack v defence. End to end, horrendous cross, out it goes. That's why I opted not to park there tonight. Well, finally we can take a breath here. My word. What a start to this game. So a midfield of Mwene Malenja, Napolitano and Granu, it seems. So it looks like Tsialtas has dropped out. He'll be deputising off the bench. Sent away by Garen Serrata. Might be feeling a little bit lucky. He's kept his clean sheet so far. Granu got up really high on Noah Young as Palacios picks up the ball right on the touchline with a slight hill to compete with there. His left backs are going to have trouble all game on Parklea, at least when they go down this side of the pitch. That's actually going to be Parklea's ball as well. One in the air there really well by Francis Adonteng. Someshwar sent it out wide. I think it was picked up there by Matty Elder. Haven't seen enough of him yet. Want to see the dynamic winger getting in behind the defence more. Cleared away initially by Town Rangers. Napolitano gets past one. Brings the crowd into the game. Square pass. Living a little dangerously, but it's worked out perfectly well for the number 6. Palacios stepped in there. Mwene Malenja in his first match around since leaving Oakville. Big call, Beal get peeled by both teams for the throw-in. It will be Parklea's. And the Magenta boys want to try and flick this away from the danger area. Long throw, Palacios. Easy for Quatang out of the sky. There's a full kindly here to Hofsmith, who clears it away to Town Rangers. Chance to push forward through these wide channels here. Franklin Colby slipped at the pivotal moment. Poor giveaway. In fact, that is Tsialtas out there, so not quite sure who of the starting 11 I read out to you that dropped out. But Tsialtas is in fact out there in that 13 jersey. Easily done there. Most amount of time on the ball for Nathan Smith he's had all game in that 17 jersey. Someshwar sends it forward. One in the air there by Matthew Nikolopoulos. Quatang involved again. Hofsmith. That time was a foul. Advantage is played. Ryan Hofsmith didn't get enough behind it. That was the wrong choice. Options either side of him. And now there's a player down for Town Rangers. I think that's Granu. Grabbing at one of his feet, it seems. Well, finally the game is going to be able to take a breath. Heading into the 12th minute of it, and there's barely been a second to ease into this one. It has been hard from the start. My suggestion would be that it's actually William Nalus in the 13 jersey the 34 jersey who will deputise off the bench. He played pretty much the full game last night, so Hectoras Tsialtas will actually deputise in his spot on the wing. So that's the midfield makeup now, as Granu is the one who pushed in to replace him in midfield. That, I can confirm to you, is the case. Another late change. Garen Serrata, not necessarily known for his ball-playing abilities. He's just been pounced on there, the 34-year-old former bodybuilder. Mwene Malenja, an all-star representative. Picked up here by Tsialtas, I do believe. Back to Napolitano, who makes a triangle out wide. Nikolopoulos barging down, now into the box. Actually gave away a foul in the 50-50 there. This will be played square to Garen Serrata. And Parklea will be able to play out from their own 6-yard box. A halt on the press for a second from Town Rangers. Up in the sky, sent away, Noah Young. A lot of Parklea fans on that far side. Enjoying every touch that they have. That proves successful for those in magenta and maroon. Hoffsmith headed at central. Picked up here by Grania, who's worked off any of those concerns, I think. And then Francis Adonteng sends it away. Some power behind that right boot, didn't he? Franklin Colby. In his match of the round, Dave after joining from PL1 Club Doonside, sent it behind. Critical touch there by Palacios. That's nicely done there too by Nathan Smith, who competes with the referee as well. Out wide here. This is where he's so effective. Matt Elder, and on cue gives it away. Ooh, living very dangerously was Adonteng. Not sure if he meant that, Francis, or not. Granu tasks his right back with running in behind. It was red the entire way, though.
You know what I'm doing now, yeah? Hold the shape.
At the back they come, Hunter French and Brad Hossman have to be one of the youngest centre-back partnerships in the entire of Blacktown Premier League 1 or 2. It's been won back here by Sam Burke, who might consider himself unlucky to not have a goal to his name in the opening minute. Napolitano goes for the cross, it was overhit. Anthony, good ball mate, was the call from his coach. Happy with the way that the defensive midfielder delivered that ball in. Subs are going for a bit of a warm-up for Parklea. Might be a bit early to make an interchange here. And Serrata will send that one away, short of the halfway line on this massive old pitch. Should I say massive new pitches? Jordi D'Alessandro for the first time in, I think, at least 15 minutes. Gets on the ball. Joyner showing a good burst of pace, but Adonteng was there too. That ball stayed in as it also beat the hill. Adonteng too. Look at the size of this guy. Simple pass here to his defensive midfielder Napolitano. Sends it out wide to Nikolopoulos. In behind. That man is onside, or is he? It's Ektoras Tsialtas, who has not beaten the trap there. Barcelona fans would be happy with that one. A reminder to those who are watching along on the live stream, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, remember to minimise your screen and leave a like so that we know that you're enjoying what you're seeing, hearing and experiencing. Please, the more likes you leave, the more impetus and drive there is to continue on doing what we do here on these streams. Great tackle there, I think, by Ryan Hoffsmith. He's got that bit between his teeth after he didn't get those decisions that go into his way. Poor pass, picked up here by Franklin Kobe, who did his best to do even worse though. Well recovered there by Mwene John Malenja. Kwateng. Step over in a show of pace. Joyner didn't see him out. Still Kwateng. Another step over up against another fullback. Blocked off there by Brad Hoffsmith. And the 19-year-old has conceded a corner. Pressure really ramping up on Parklea here as Town Rangers start to assert their dominance in possession and territory. Must remain firm from these set pieces. There are some serious units in yellow and green. Wants a more pumped ball, it seems. All the runners at the back stick right now. Where will they end up once the ball is in the mixer? Serrata thought about it. Didn't come from a header. Came from a green and yellow jersey. And the header went over. And it's the Magentas who will be happy with that one. Played short as Parklea looked to try and catch out a potentially sleepy, unfocused press. Although they're the ones who seem unfocused. Given away, Young was the one who won it back. Then here is Granu, who can square it now across the face. And it was cleared away just in the nick of time. Mwene will recycle it. Ball delivered in flats and towards the penalty spot. Cleared away here to Kwarteng in the 22 jersey. Onto his left. Delivered in. Lovely floater. Ball to the back stick. Bounced kindly. Just kindly enough for Serrata. Although his little mishandle is going to lead to another corner. Things really, really heating up as the intensity stays hot in these opening 20 minutes. My word, get to, I think, the 60th, and these two teams are going to gas at this rate. There is no way they can keep this up. Ball delivered towards the back stick again, cleared away by Parklea, and then Zeltas on the half volley, and then struck towards goal. And somehow, Garen Serrata has made an all-star worthy save here tonight and kept his team in the contest for the time being at least. How on earth did he get down that quick? Reaction time of a cat, and somehow denied from point-blank range was Adentong. Towards the front post again. Francis missed it that time. It was cleared away. It's picked up here by the big centre-back, put out wide towards the more nimble right-back. Delivered a couple of good ones in. Massive slide tackle in there by Ryan Hofsmith, who's a real workhorse. So it will be another set piece to deal with. Delivered in again by Kobe. That's a better ball! Granu that time. Then Adentong. Delivered in again towards the back stick. Comes out here towards Burke, who might have fouled his man, but the ball will remain in play. We have not heard the whistle. Delivered back in again by Nikolopoulos, who's naturally left-footed. Cleared away. Franklin Kobe, the corner kick taker, will look to restart right from the back. Although that's a little dangerous ball. That's a very dangerous ball. Where are the Town Rangers players? Ryan Hofsmith! It's one of the great counter-attacks. It's one of the best examples of hang in and survive until you get your opportunity. One of the most frequent big game players in match of the round and Parklea history comes up with another. Ryan Hofsmith scores again in a match of the round. Scores again when the game is on the line. And scores again when his team really need him. Missed last week through injury. Back in the starting lineup tonight. His press just a moment ago actually won the ball back. And now it's led to this, a lead against the odds. 1-0 Parklea. It's against the run of play, but it's one they'll take every single time. And now how will Town Rangers respond on a pitch they've never lost before? Nikolopoulos, right-footed ball, weak-footed ball. And the Mini Roos chirp up. And the Ultras are here to play in full voice at Popendetta Park. Listen to the noise. Well, now that the dust has settled and the air has cleared a little bit, it's time to say absolutely horrendous defending at the back and a miscommunication of the highest order, or perhaps the lowest order if you like, from Town Rangers. That's uncharacteristic of them, of a squad who say that they know each other so well. And that part of the pitch really does look like it's sinking, hey? Parklea hold their shape firm, press being led by the man who separates these two teams. Well done by the 21-year-old. Almost kills the coach in the process. Just about got out of the way, did 56-year-old James Boyle. He's very happy with the work rate of his striker. Daniel Jewett tells Kwarteng, who was at fault for the goal, to go back to where the ball actually went out as Hofsmith continues to put the pressure on. You can see why he gets injured so much. The boy doesn't stop running. And then Mweni Malenja looking for his right back. That's a really good ball. Can he make amends for his mistake just seconds ago? Kwarteng squares! Cleared! Should be cleared to the edge of the box. Granu missed it. Really, really well done, just about, by Someshwar. Arrow Gar dealing with that one. Finding Adonteng now. Back it goes to Kyle Puffett in goal. Match of the round debut for him. Brother of Josh Puffett, of course, who was at Prospect last year. Ball in here to Napolitano, who's playing like a drop-in centre-half while the fullbacks sit nice and high. It's really effective manoeuvre in attack when you get it right. Kwarteng, lovely. Although now he's out of position. That's nicely done there by Nathan Smith. Elder is quick. He's really quick, and he'll keep that one in. Ball delivered in, has to be cleared, is by Arrow Gar. Now Parklea's turn to hold the ball in Town Rangers' defensive third. They've still got the ball now in the box. They might win a corner here, but if not, dealt with really well. There was a free kick given away there for a sliding in challenge on Arrow Gar. And look, by the way, when you get the chance, when the camera is down to the left, on the bench is Ebuka Iwaha, who was meant to be injured heading into this game with a gummy knee, but it seems he might just make an appearance off the bench. The reigning PL2 player of the year, no less, might just feature in the match of the round tonight. Geez, they're going to need him if they're to rescue 3 points. Lovely, lovely turn by Napolitano to draw the foul there. That is of a different class. That's a man who played a lot of PL1 football, displaying his skills right there. Granu, who I've been really impressed with as a defensive midfielder here tonight. Ball in behind, cleared really well there by Someshwar. And then 2 players went up for a bouncing ball and 2 players came down. One of them came out on top. That's the captain, Jordi D'Alessandro. The 2 defensive midfielders of both these 2 teams have an Italian background. What does that tell you about that position? We do our best. Time for Palacios and time for Blake Joyner. Square pass to Jordi D'Alessandro. There's a chance to find his left winger here. That ball will eventually run wide and out. It does do both of those things. Parklea can really box them in here if they're brave enough. Are they willing to commit those kind of numbers forward? Long throw in taken. Sam Burke had to jump to get it under control with his chest. Adonteng. Clipped, dinked in towards Mwene Malenja, but the man with the Congolese background couldn't get it under control. Congo's finest, they call him, around these parts. Hunter French. Important turn away from danger by D'Alessandro. Did he get enough of the ball there or the man? Someshwar now sends that ball forward. One out of the sky by Arrow Gar. Ooh, and then he bumped into his man who then hit him back. Ooh, have to be very careful. He's letting him know. He's really letting him know here. Those 2 are going to have a coming together at some point again before the end of this game. I can put my house that I don't own on it. So it looks like Emmanuel Kwarteng very displeased with the fact that his right winger is not in front of him right now. Look, he's got no channel to find up the line, so he has to go in field. And look, it's been won back by Parklea. Exactly what Kwarteng was just talking about. And Mwene Malenja is going to be booked here, it seems. Clearly a heinous tackle. No more than a caution, but certainly a caution. And Parklea, who have just sat in and absorbed pressure, been a bit fortuitous, but have sat in. That hard work, that bravery, now starting to pay dividends as Town Rangers scrape and scramble to find a solution. Out wide, Elder One in the sky by Nicolopoulos. Napolitano trying to turn. Nathan Smith involved. Hits the deck as the 33-year-old. And wins a free kick. Really good stuff by Parklea. This is Blacktown Premier League 2 at its absolute finest. Outside of the Polonia-Glenwood Grand Final, I think this is the best quality of football I've seen in a PL2 game so far in my tenure here. Certainly at least since the Eastern Creek Prospect days of yesteryear. And now a chance from a dead ball situation. And I think it's the man on Match of the Round debut. It's Kabir Someshwar. Was playing professional football very, very recently. Let's see. A four-man wall and Kyle Puffett to beat. Not an easy task. Plays it short, something out of the training ground. It was blocked off by the man sitting furthest left in the wall. Parklea will keep the ball through a throw-in here. There's a ball kicked away there, and so there could be a yellow card given out here. Or not again, Nicolopoulos, they've said. Long thrown into the box, cleared away by Anthony Napolitano, and then from distance, the captain wanted his first ever Match of the Round goal, came in with a big tackle there, and created a goal-scoring opportunity, and then stopped one with his defensive work, although his task, Aaron Serrata, was putting this onto his right foot, which is a bit awkward, but luckily he's got Thomas Palacios right here. The 25-year-old sends this one forward. Adonte won it out of the sky to find his right back here. Been really impressed with Francis Adonte this entire game. Zaltas. Napolitano sends it out wide. Franklin Colby, it seems, has gone from right to left wing. Not a political statement, that is. Now the ball into the box, a 50-50, which Parklea are unhappy with, and they concede a corner. Hunter French, the last one to touch the ball. Not sure where the scoreboard has gone for the moment on the live stream. I can promise you that we are right now on the 30-minute mark. Ball towards the back stick! And cleared away Serrata, and then cleared away again, foul on the goalkeeper. Town Rangers 1/3 of the way through the game here at their home. Looking for a first Match of the Round goal this year. The table toppers, at least for the time being, right now under the pump on familiar territory. They kind of avoided the question when I asked them, what's it like to play and train on this pitch where you can play a certain style of play that other teams can't match because they don't have the access to this kind of pitch? I'll tell you what you didn't think of is the fact that Parklea train at Hills Grammar, which has two synthetics back-to-back. So they are used to playing a brand of football like this. Now, ball into the box. Kyle Puffett dealt with it well and then spilt it. Parklea here should find a strike on goal. Cleared away Town Rangers, although one back just outside the box. Now into the box, Joyner trying to find the goal scorer. Instead goes back looking for a clearance. Shonky initially by Arrogar. Kyle Puffett sends it away real haphazardly, and it'll be a corner. Well, clearly not confident with his feet. I mean, he's really displeased with himself. And if Town Rangers are to concede a goal here, oof, wouldn't that be awkward? One hand raised, I think, by Blake Joyner, the corner kick taker. Puffett comes and clears away. Zaltas picks it up. Fighting challenge, brilliant by Matty Elder. Was that a throw-in? Is that a legitimate one? Ball in behind. Sam Burke is quick. Sam Burke is really quick. Hat-trick last week and sends it wide this week. Wow. From one side of the pitch to the other in a couple of touches in a couple of seconds. 32 minutes into this one. Already nearly lost my voice. Scoreboard is back. Hope you appreciate it. Look after it while it's there. Nicolopoulos won it. Franklin Kobe might have been offside there, so lucky he didn't touch it. Sam Burke here. Missed by Winnie Melenja. Boateng. And then by Blake Joyner, been impressed with his game tonight too, the left winger. Boateng. Cleared away Palacios, and they know that there's a fence over there, so they're going to lose a ball every time, and these Town Rangers boys are going to have to fetch it or pay for new ones. It's a bit of a bod strategy. Politano. Nikolopoulos tripped initially, but was able to retain his footy. Toras Tsialtas. Ooh! He tried the Kobe Bryant cold stare down there, and it worked. Arogar living dangerously, living very dangerously. He's going to have to foul his man here. No foul apparently. Well, really well done in the end by Arogar, it seems. Trying to be closed down here. And I think Noah Young really hurt himself there. Arogar leaves absolutely nothing in any challenge. It will be a frightening prospect to try and tackle that guy. And that's why I do this job. Dogfight here at Popendetta on a Friday night. Bring the action. Still yet to see the likes of Ibuka Iwaha off the bench, Krishant Sharma, who featured on the podcast and is technically the captain of this squad. But of course, Ash Alumi, part of this team too, wasn't able to feature on the podcast this week. There's a pretty regular figure on it. If last year's anything to go off, will we see him come off the bench? He played a pretty healthy stint last night too. A man for the big occasion. Down goes Boateng, but not enough touch to warrant a free kick. But enough to win a throw-in though. No, it is a free kick after all that. No, it is a throw. Napolitano now being closed by Nathan Smith. Boateng still looking for a right winger. He doesn't have a channel to find up the line, and it's really frustrating him. He's having to do all the work on his own, and eventually he's going to get gassed. Look at him making that run in behind. Very Danny Alves-esque. Granu, great turn. Burke, really well dealt with there by Brad Hoffsmith. Elder was beaten to it by Nikolopoulos and put one in on his oppressor there. And sent forward there by Someshwar. Goes for the long ball in behind again. The right back has opted for that a couple of times tonight, hasn't he? Free kick against Parklea here. Couple of pushes. Tussles for the ball there. Napolitano with so much time to play the ball here. Far too much time to play the ball. Franklin Kobe makes 50 yards with one pass. Now to the left of the 18-yard box. Can he find an option infield? He does to Burke. Lovely touch into space and cleared away. And now it's Town Rangers who start to put the pressure back on Parklea. Nine minutes left to go in this first half. A first half that's absolutely flown on by. You can expect a little chat with potentially some referees and some players coming out of the blocks at halftime, so keep your sound and your screens on, by the way. Hoffsmith, his first touch of the ball in what feels like eons. Out wide to, I think, Matty Elder. Cuts inside, lovely. And then sends it out wide here. It's past Boateng. It's actually an exceptionally good ball, then put back in field. And Palacios should have run. And now there's no left back. Palacios leading the press himself as Noah Young drops in to hold his position. Interchangeable press from Parklea. And it was the Parklea press that led to the first goal, of course. Arogar. Some might think that he deserves to be in the book for a challenge earlier on. Great challenge in there too. Nikolopoulos turning. turning into danger and then winning a throw-in for Town Rangers. Time for Burke, far too much time. Letting him run, such a dangerous option. Good touch out of the sky there by Francis Adonteng. Lovely coming together there too. D'Alessandro picks up the loose ball, turning. Here is Nathan Smith, and really impressed with his ability to block players behind him. And now space for Blake Joyner, 23 years old. What about the delivery? Offside flag raised. Big let-off for Town Rangers there, but at the end, you can't say it's a let-off. It's really good. Really, really good defending. That's James Boyle for you. Touching space, really, really nice there by Nolan Winnick. Free kick. That is really good work there by Jordi D'Alessandro. That is fantastic work by the, what I would have called at the start of the game, a makeshift six, but perhaps he's home here. Played a couple of games as a winger last year. Well, what's just happened there? What on earth has just happened there? A yellow card for Guranyu for a hit to the head, completely off the ball and away from play. Well, we need a replay. We need a replay immediately. And all the players are coming together there. Parklea are calling for a red, and they seem absolutely adamant about it. There are so many things to talk about. But we don't have it on camera. It'll be on VO, but we do not have it on our stream. We were focused on where the ball was, so forgive us. It's not our fault. So Napolitano trying to plead with the referee. Not that it was him that got the yellow card. It was Guranyu who's now living dangerously. Parklea's bench straight away said that there was an elbow to the head. Well, Blake Joyner unhappy with the lack of a decision in his favour. Parklea now having their turn to feel incensed about a decision. So if Parklea are without a red card in their favour, they can also consider themselves lucky for the first 10 seconds of the game where they potentially should have been down a goal. Perhaps it's even Stevens in terms of the calls that are on the fence. Either way, it's a whole lot of fun, especially for the neutral. There's still some players pleading for it out there with Daniel Jewett, the referee, who is certainly going to earn his keep tonight. A group of 4 attacking players of Town Rangers right now discussing how they're going to get themselves back into this game. And this has just completely taken the sting out of the game for a moment. We've now actually passed the 41-minute mark. And how much momentum has just been taken out of the game? Parklea going to play it. Town Rangers in no kind of position to defend the quick ball. Played square here to Nathan Smith, who's passed Napolitano. Out wide here to Blake Joyner, who's the one calling for a red card in front of the camera, of course. Palacios, our only option is to really go back. No, he wasn't showing enough magenta shirts. Guranyu, who some might consider to be lucky on the pitch, not that we saw it happen though. Square pass to go back behind the halfway line towards Napolitano, who then crosses it with his first touch. Strong here by Palacios. Kwarteng got that first. That ball will hold up just about enough for the Town Rangers right back. Ball delivered in, cleared away by Brad Hoffsmith. Adonteng was there and used his big frame really well and goes for the Travella Plus back to Kyle Puffett. Both centre-backs now showing. That's better by Kyle Puffett. Not feeling too confident, I don't think. Pumped long again. It's a very common avenue out of the defence of Town Rangers. The football gets less and less pretty as the night goes on. Napolitano past his man. That was a poor attempt at a challenge there. Let him creep past him with real ease. 42 minutes played exactly. Parklea would be wise to try and take any sort of sting out of this first half. Get into the sheds with this lead firmly intact. Don't give Town Rangers any impetus. Oh, what a ball just about overhit. It looked perfect initially, but on this kind of pitch, the ball will just keep rolling. Forgive me for my jump off the gun. Palacios, weak-footed pass, and it was a weak pass. Boateng, nice, but Burke was back to goal. Back here it comes to Granyu, who's been cautioned, don't forget. Boateng would love to make up for the goal that he was involved directly in against his own team, of course. Triangles being formed down that far side. I think there's more operators and technicians on Town Rangers' left-hand side compared to this right-hand side. Ball delivered in, should be cleared away by Palacios. That ball will go dead for a corner. So last couple of minutes of this first half before we end in any added on time. And Town Rangers will have a corner. It was a succession of Town Rangers corners that led to Parklea's goal, of course, don't forget. Town Rangers doing their best to take this as quick as humanly possible. In come the big boys out of defence. Gar there, Adontang there. Delivered in by Kobe. Header won by Granyu, I do believe. It was Gra, in fact, and cleared away. Mini-Roos helped give the ball back to Matthew Nikolopoulos. He's been with Blake Morris, the coach, from back in the Minjumbury days, now into the Town Rangers days, like the likes of Franklin Kobe and the Chalai boys too. Politano thought about it, went for the reversal, it was horrendously misplaced, and here come Parklea. Someshwar sends it forward, but unfortunately for the former professional footballer, it's been a lot of long ball stuff from him so far. He needs to use his technical ability of the highest prowess to his advantage. A bit rash in his decision making. Picked up here, Garen Serrata, who can use the lack of a press to his advantage. 44 minutes, 44 seconds just ticked on by as I glanced at the clock. We are basically now into added on time of the end of this first half. Arogar, who was a formidable PL1 centre-back playing here tonight in PL2. Ball in behind! Serrata can consider himself lucky to be on the synthetic pitch because that ball would have definitely held up. As in comes the man, Noah Young, who has really done so much running in this middle channel of the pitch. We are into added on time now in this first half. It feels like we're at the end of a full game already. There's been that many chances and things that have happened. Napolitano! Ooh, I thought that was the end of the first half, and that would have been a controversial call, but things going on there. I think maybe an offside flag was raised in the end. It's going to be Serrata and Parklea's ball. What a finish by Ryan Hoffman to separate these two teams. One goal, one moment was all it took. Bye-bye. One strongly by Granyu, but directed wide. Man, this has been fun. Well, last week, of course, they were down 3-0 at half-time. Town Rangers, they came back to win 6-3. Yes, you heard that right. 6 unanswered goals. Ooh, what's happening here? That they're fighting in the middle of the pitch. They're hugging each other. They're kissing. They're doing all of the above. Cialtas grabbed him there. Now D'Alessandro comes in too. Boateng says go away. But Cialtas 100% grabbed Nathan Smith there. 100% grabbed him around the midsection and then fell into him with intent. 100% that is what I saw. And I think, to me, it's at least a yellow card. Nathan Smith would be wise, considering he's most likely not hurt, of course, to take some time to just recover, let his team recover too. Just taking a second to listen to what's happening behind us. It's really interesting conversation happening between team members, club officials of both sides. A bit bickering back and forth. Lots of little snappy, like high school insults going back and forth at each other. At the end of the day, Cialtas has got away with grabbing a player and then falling into him intentionally. Which, you know what, is not on in my books. I hope it's caught on camera. It'll definitely be caught on video, and it's another talking point to talk about heading into the halftime sheds. There's a player to come back on for Parklea, which they will now welcome back Nathan Smith. How much time left in this game? As we get closer to 50 minutes, ball into the box. Kwarteng is there to square again! Right into the hands of Serrata. Town Rangers can now count almost on two hands how many great chances they've had to score and how many great chances they've squandered. That ball will be Parklea's throw. Hofsmith, of course, can't be offside from a throw. He's kept it. But he's got not a lot of space to work with. Bit of a miscued clearance cleared away by Nikolopoulos, who had to use the outside of his left there, but did really, really well. Hunter French square to his centre-half partner. He was 3 years his junior. Is there a foul there on Cialtas? So Meshwar can consider himself a little lucky there that his initial missed clearance didn't harm the team. And that finally brings about the halftime whistle. That might just be the most intense first 45, nearly now 50 minutes of Premier League football I have seen in a long time. It has been fierce and fiery from literally the first 20 seconds or so. There have been chances aplenty. There have been moments to talk about, but at the end of the day, Ryan Hofsmith's individual brilliance to keep his head and keep his composure is what separates these two teams right now. So it's Ryan Hofsmith and Parklea 1, Town Rangers at home on a surface they've never lost on since uniting again as a Premier League 2 team, 0. See you in about 10 minutes or so. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half is still a couple of minutes away from kicking off, but as promised, there is a special guest here to join you tonight. I have got branch coach, referee coach, and the self-entitled best referee in the world. I'm kidding, that's my title for you, my friend. I've got Antonio Perello here to discuss some of the things that we saw in that first half. So I'm going to let the viewership build up a little bit. We've only got about half the viewers that left us at the end of the first half. But Antonio, as I introduce you for the first time on not just a podcast, but on a live stream, thanks for being here. How are you doing, my friend?
Mate, I'm fantastic.
How awesome is this game to watch?
Mate, I've actually got a very good view. Very happy, actually. Lighting's great. Pitch is great. Game is not too bad, actually.
It's been one of the most intense PL2 matches I've seen in a while. There's quality lacking in some areas, but in other ways, it's been really, really enjoyable. I'm not going to ask you for any of the tactical insights or predictions for the game. I'm here to talk about what is serious, and as the viewership has now built up, let's talk some refereeing. A huge job for Daniel Jewett out there. It's been one of the most fiery match of the rounds we've seen, at least, if not this season, if not of all time. There was a moment there right at the end of the second half where Nathan Smith has fallen over, and he's brought a player down with him, who's then maybe gotten into the back of Nathan, the Parklea player. What did you make of that one?
Look, referee was a little bit closer. Personally, it's touch and go there. Could have seen a different colour there, but referee dealt with it, so pretty happy. Made a decision, went on with it. Now,
I wasn't watching, so I can only go off your word here, but Spencer Granu, the number 12 of Town Rangers, has supposedly led with an elbow off of the ball while we were waiting for a free kick to take place, which is where the camera was pointing. Did you have a better view of that than we did?
Had a pretty good view of it, actually. Was approximately 25 metres away, clear and unobstructed. And yes, there was a leading elbow, but you know, we move on with it. Referee again made a decision. Everyone calmed down and we got on with the game.
What's the most important thing for a referee, especially a young referee and those referees who are watching right now or listening back, to take from a game like this when it is so intense and you have got so many eyes on you and it's loud? What's the piece of advice you'd give them?
Concentration.
Any sort of other words of wisdom in terms of how to sort of cool situations down, like when it's intense out there?
Just do the best you can. Be as fair as you can. Get in there quickly.
Antonio, after 22 years plus of working in the BDSFA as a referee, thank you so much for your services here tonight. Thank you for explaining some of the decisions out there. I hope you enjoy the second half.
Privilege. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Let's get into this second half, ladies and gentlemen. Antonio's going to make his way back down to continue the rest of his viewing of this phenomenal footballing match. What a game it has been so far. Thank you very much to Antonio, who is a superstar, of course. And we will now wait to see what this second half has to bring. Of course, Parklea now will be running from left to right across your screen. It is 1-0 to them. My name is Mark Topoli. Thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping the viewership and the interaction so high. Sorry to that guy that I've been yelling into the ear of. Just turn your volume down a touch, because I don't get much quieter than this. And let's see what this second half has in store. No changes that I can see. No changes I can see from either side right now. This needs to be a game where the big boys step up and make their name short. In fact, no! Who am I kidding? Is that Ibuka Iwaha out there in the middle? Well, we will wait for confirmation. There is a new Town Rangers boy out there. That's Town Rangers with the early string of possession here. So it is, in fact, in the 32 jersey, Ibuka Iwaha, reigning player of the year, back out here in a match of the round. He scored against Parklea the last time these two met at this ground. This ball should be cleared away. Parklea putting some early pressure on as Town Rangers try and dance away with it. Sam Burke will be playing as a winger in the second half. It's a position he's much more familiar with. It'll go out for a throw. Nikolopoulos right there. Here is Ibuka Iwaha, who's strapped that left knee as much as he possibly can. There's a shirt pull there by Someshwar, and he gives away a free kick. Easiest decision of the night for the referee. So Nikolopoulos, who once sported some of the longest hair and the best ponytail, you could argue, in the entire competition, now bearing the short hair, maybe a touch faster now too, a bit more aerodynamic. What's his free kick delivery like? Matthew Nikolopoulos, 26 years old. One match of the round goal. Want to add an assist to it now. Cleared away by Parklea. There is Arrow Gar. His initial cross blocked. Can he keep that ball in? He cannot. Massive 3 points this would be for Parklea, but geez, we've got a long time to go before that's an assured thing. Launched away. Hoffsmith was in the mix. Town Rangers just pump it forward. And that is just not what you want to see if you're a Town Rangers fan. Just that loose concentration to just pump the ball forward in a time of even slight panic. Play with it, lads. You've got a fantastic pitch to do it. Look at Hoffsmith against Arrow Gar here. 23 years old, Arrow 21, Hoffsmith. You can expect these two to be competing against each other for a long time as the Premier League continues to get better and more watched year on year. Mwene Melenja. Really lovely ball to find. Ibuka Iwaha. Ibuka still with fresh legs now. Looking pretty good, considering the fact that he was meant to be injured and meant to be out of this game. He threw you a goosey, a dummy, on the Match of the Round podcast. What kind of a headache does that cause for James Boyle and Mark and the coaching staff? If any at all. Probably won't admit it if there was one. Zaltas. Some may consider him lucky to be on the pitch. One back there by Jordi D'Alessandro. Been a quiet achiever tonight. Has a chance to deliver a perfect ball in behind. It's not too bad, you know. It's really not too bad. Joyner, pace. Still pace. He's past him. Well, the keeper's come out. Ooh, and a free kick against Parklea there. Probably understandable considering the slight grab around the shoulders, to be fair. Which is why Parklea haven't yelled as much as you might expect when a decision goes potentially against you. Played short. Saltas dropping in deeper in the early moments of this second half. He's playing central, it seems. Franklin Kobe. Ibuka Iwaha. Up against Hoffsmith, I do believe. Ibuka still. Ball in. Back across the face of goal. It's been a tactic that these Town Rangers boys have tried to do many times. They've tried to just pull it back across the face of goal, but it didn't work that time. So actually, I think it was Spencer Granu who's come off. So the caution defensive midfielder is the one who's made way for Ibuka Iwaha, which is why Tsiasas is sitting deeper now. Obviously need to chase this game. Kobe delivers in. It's got a lot of airtime. It looked like a free header. Iwaha is there. Back to goal. Snapshot at goal. Always going wide. Chances coming. Half chances, but they are coming. Nice, big, healthy crowd here at Popendetta to watch what has so far been a phenomenally entertaining match of the round game. Garen Serrata saved a penalty in a match of the round before. A two-time All-Star representative, once in the PL1, once for the PL2. He is brilliant. Nathan Smith felt he was impeded there. Alessandro sends it wide. This is Kabir Someshwar. Someshwar, again, he just sends it forward. And he's asking so much of his defenders. I really wish he'd mix up a little bit. Moving dangerously, it's been cleared. My word, that is some brave Travella there by Francis Adonteng. Apollo having a good touch to trap that ball instantly. Hasn't got any channel forward, forced to go back. Town Rangers need to show or they're going to concede a goal here. Elder, who has been shown a red card in a match of the round before and is not afraid of getting stuck in, left one in there after the ball had left where everyone was watching. Looks like Aro Gar was the only one who saw it. And in fact, Daniel Jewett's gone to chat to his referee, and he's obviously seen it. And the way he's indicating here, there could be something a bit more serious called up here, but for whom? Looking for cards. Yellow. Yellow. Nicolopoulos and Nathan Smith. So Nathan Smith, who might be lucky as well to have escaped a yellow card in the closing moments of that first half, is now finally cautioned. The personal trainer used to play at Rudy Hill, of course. Actually trialled for a US-based professional team called Birmingham Legion. So he has literal international experience, which is a rarity at this level. And he's using all of that international experience to get away with some of the dark arts here tonight. And isn't it good to watch? So after all that, it will be Town Rangers' free kick, with now their left back cautioned and Parklea centre mid cautioned. And Druitt says, let's go. Daniel Druitt, who is refereeing a Mount Druitt game. Abuka Iwaha. Burke is on there. He just didn't get his feet right. Sameshwar plays it short. Now sent forward, a bit of a lump there by the recently cautioned Nathan Smith. And look at the work rate. Joyner did well. How long till we see Asher Lumi? Good there by Noah Young. Good there by Nathan Smith. Chance here, Ryan Hoffsmith. Really, really well won there back by Tsialtas, another one who's been cautioned in this game as well. Here comes Anthony Napolitano, Quakers Juniors, Resi's player in one of the years he was there for 4. Sameshwar needs to win this one. He's been bounced off the ball initially by Burke. 23 years old, Burke, a bit of a stockier frame, perhaps. Franklin Kobe never scored in the match of the round. Franklin Kobe. That is the wrong decision to go for a shot there. Perhaps it was a cross, but either way, got it wrong. Considering he's never scored in a match of the round, for someone who's made, I believe, would be close to, if not over 10 caps now with the cameras on, Franklin Kobe would love a goal here tonight to equalise things. Look at this hard running here. Lovely ball with the outside of the boot. Joyner now. Lovely footwork. This is a massive chance for Parklea. Begging it goes. And the technical area, not that you can see it, but the technical area of Parklea knows it. Strong defensive work. And the Parklea faithful love it, and respectful giving of the ball back to Parklea by Franklin Kobe. Never been one to get involved in the fuss. Mightily long throw in there, I believe, by Tom Palacios. The BPL coach, come Sunday, very busy footballing man. 20th year at the club, Mr. Parklea. Flicked on there by Hoffsmith, but into the direction where he should have been standing. Instead, he was the one who was heading the ball. Nicolopoulos, right-footed pass, and it was given away. D'Alessandro. Geordie, a hustler. And the bartender is serving up a cocktail of good tackles here tonight. Zaltas has time. The former Fraser Park captain turns into space and delivers it back here to Francis Adonteng. And it goes back to the number 2, and then bounces it on the halfway line to Zaltas, back to Adonteng. And look at where Abuka Iwaha is picking up the ball. Oh, that's a strange decision there. Well, he said that if we lose a game, we'll train 20 times harder. Well, they've already lost a game this season. Wouldn't want to lose 2, because I tell you what, Newbury up against Oakville is a game that is favourable for those Newbury boys. Ash Alumi, the only substitute warming up right now for Town Rangers. I can inform you of that. Abuka Iwaha goes back to Napolitano, who won it initially out of the sky. Sends it out wide to Franklin Colby, 25 years old this year. A very experienced player. As Iwaha, last touch, came off of a Parklea player, it seems. Despite Iwaha getting a left foot to it. And now Gar comes forward. Adongteng comes forward too. Left-footed ball is about to be delivered in. I think that's by Zaltas. It is towards the front post. Burke is right there. Goal kick. The player's gone down here in Parklea colours. Might have hurt himself in clearing that ball away. Heading, if you've never done it before, is not an easy task. He's all right now, Brad Hoffsmith. Really want to see more of Matty Elder in this game. Look at how free he is here. If Garen Serrata wanted to be brave and try and find him, he won't. Foul. By Napolitano. Could be Sameshwar. Alessandro, wouldn't he love a match of the round goal tonight? This is better by Parklea. Here is Matty Elder. And that is a corner. Subs afoot for Parklea. Matthew Gemelli soon to come on. One of the only players who played in Parklea's first ever match of the round that I covered, who's still at the club here now. Ball delivered in. Oh, was there a handball there? No, says Daniel Druitt. And now it's been cleared away. Nikolopoulos into touch for a throw. Lovely by Mwene Melenja. Sliding challenge by D'Alessandro, having the best of the second halves, it seems. What a boy. Poor. Nathan Smith was never going to get there. So Matty Gemelli will come on into his 12th year at the club. Family from Bologna, where Bolognese is made. Coming off is Nathan Smith, who was cautioned, of course. Very hard-working number 17. Replaced by a very hard-working number 13. Younger brother, of course, used to play in this Parklea squad, moved to Glenwood, won a grand final last year, started in that game too. Did young Luke. Hunter French will keep this one in just. Sameshwar, poor. Right into the painful section there of John Melenja. Burke trying to feed it in behind. French just about got enough to slow it down. Ball will go dead for a corner. Town Rangers turning on some style. Lovely ball in behind by Sam Burke, who was playing at Ponds last year, of course. Mainly in reserve grade, though, but in search of first grade minutes, he's finding some goal scoring and assist getting touches, it seems. Ball in again by Franklin Kobe. It's been fluffed. And then Arogar with his back to goal. There was a slight shirt pull there, and it should be cleared now. Ooh, very, very risky tug of the jersey of Arogar. Here is Arogar. Sameshwar. That's a better ball. Hoffsmith, the decisive figure in this game so far. That's terrible. Given away. Ebuka Iwaha thought about the long-range strike and said he's going to slow things down and move into a wide channel and allow Parklea players to come in and defend here. But look at the turn of pace. And now delivered across the face of goal. And Kobe was there. And it's cleared. And Iwaha is incensed at his teammate for not getting a better touch off. In the end, it was a really good touch. And here he comes. Here comes Ash Alumi for his match of the round debut in new colours. KOTP's finest about to enter the pitch. Chance here for Parklea. Ball in behind. Hoffsmith is running. Hoffsmith is off. Hoffsmith again. Ryan Hoffsmith. It is an unbelievable finish. Parklea double their advantage away from home and relaunch their title aspirations in one beautiful, crisp counter-attack. Two centre-backs back. Left to mark one lightning fast Ryan Hoffsmith, who was maybe probably won this game now. That is a super, super finish. It's another match of the round goal-scoring haul for the ever-exceptional Ryan Hofsmith, 21 years old. And he could very, very easily be a PL1 striker. He is a stunningly good finisher. If this was a higher level and we could track it, that kid would outperform his XG by at least 5 a season. An absolutely stunning across-the-body finish on the supposedly weaker left foot. Although chance for Cialtas. Put him behind. Kobe Hofsmith, the younger Hofsmith, stepping in. Town Rangers trying to play this as quickly as possible. Are they about to lose their first ever game on this pristine surface on a day where they've had chances? Looks like as well, Will Nalus about to come on. Ball towards the front stick. Serrata tipped it away just about and then required a teammate to bail him out a second time. Header by Burke. This will be claimed easily. I think Hofsmith is done. I think Brad Hofsmith might be... No, he is done. He has tweaked something in that last defensive contribution. And his night is done, the poor 19-year-old. So Parklea are going to have to shape up very, very quickly. Yellow card, easiest one of the night there on Franklin Kobe. It'll be received here by Palacios. I tell you what, we need to talk about the pass to find Ryan Hofsmith, by the way. Absolutely phenomenal work. I believe by Blake Joyner. So at what point are Town Rangers going to bring on two of their most fiery and fit players? And at what point are Parklea going to bring their sub on? Delivered in. Towards the back stick now. Again, back to goal for Nikolopoulos. Not a regular goal scorer. Goes down. Ibuka Iwaha. Sign flag raised. So Brad Hofsmith still on the pitch for Parklea. Struggling to walk at the moment. The assist by Blake Joyner to potentially seal a victory. It's twice now that the right back Sameshwar of Parklea has actually told the ref off using a very common expletive that begins with an F. He can consider himself very lucky to actually be on the pitch because there are some refs who would have sent him off by now. He's got to be a little bit careful, the 19-year-old. Right, so finally here come the subs. It'll be Ash Salumi in the 27 jersey. One of the, if not the, breakout player of Blacktown. Well, Ibuka Iwaha is going to come off. So the knee is not going to be risked any further. Potentially they see this as a game that's already too far gone. He was good in the stint that he had on. Off comes Franklin Colby as well. On comes Will Nalus, 27 years old. Scored back-to-back hat-tricks in round 3 and 4 for the reserve grade side. Debutised in first grade last week in the comeback Minchinbury Jets first grade victory, of course. Low socks and lots of running Nalus, I've been told. Well blocked there by Hunter French. Geez, he's come a long way with the performance he's shown tonight, at least. This is such a better performance, Parklea, than what they put up against St. Pat's recently. And if you're watching this Parklea team, you have to be thinking, this is certainly a top 4, if not top 2 competing team, at least with what they've shown tonight. Who on earth is the best team in PL2? Because we really do not have a favourite at this point. Perhaps it's Newbury. The direct ball kings. Alumi in behind. Sent away by Hofsmith, who's worked off those injury concerns. Ashalumi, formerly of Glenwood Redbacks, of course, in the club football sphere, but Rangers he played at. Rangers club he now plays at. Blacktown City, Blacktown Spartans as well. The old Parramatta Melina, now Parramatta FC, or Para FC if you like. Mwene Malenja. Been a couple of years since he scored a match of the round goal. It should be clear. Oh, lovely composure there. Was Semeshwar sent it all the way back. Pufford will clear on his left boot. Not a confident kicker out. They've got to stop doing that, Town Rangers, because he's not prepared for it, it seems. And Parklea are going to be able to take their time here. And guess what? We're 67 minutes into this game, and Town Rangers have not come really, really close to scoring a goal. Outside of that one chance that fell to an outstretched Franklin Kobe, probably since that Garen Serrata save 10 minutes in. Gar wins a foul. Oh no, D'Alessandro's gone down. D'Alessandro's still gone down. He's completely ignoring the calls around him and finally listens. For Jordi D'Alessandro to go down, it's got to be serious. Kwarteng trying to tell him off right now. His opposite number, actually, 22 and 22. I think they'd be friends because of that. So Parklea are the ones who come over and have a chat to their superiors. What's the verdict? What is being said on the sideline right now? They're doing their best to keep it quiet because they listened to me say that I was listening in. Smart. I am quite loose-lipped. So Jordi D'Alessandro is getting the rub down on the right hammy, right in the middle of the pitch.
Give me a nod, yes or no?
Well, apologies. There is somebody with a real good humour outside in the car park pointing a laser directly at the camera. This is a match of the round first. We'll try and track down who that is and rip it out of their hands. Alessandro doing his best to jog off. He's a brave one. It would have to be a serious one for him to come off. Although we did say in the All-Stars game that he was taken off because he was gassed, as he revealed on the podcast, which is not an answer I expected out of him. But pre-season will do that to you. So Parklea temporarily down to 10. Again, Jaltas. Infield pass, blocked off, taken away by the Magenta boys, who are going to go back to Morgan Power Reserve with the 3 points, it seems, at this point, with 20 minutes left to go. Plenty could change. Parklea are upset that they didn't have a free kick go their way then. Might be a yellow card for... Oh, so in for Parklea after all that. Well, D'Alessandro's still waiting to come on as he still receives treatment on the sideline. So the captain of Parklea soon to be back out there. Coming off the back of one of the most honest podcast interviews I've had with a player, with a captain, with anybody. He's out there and he's going to hustle hard, potentially put himself at harm's way, in harm's way, at risk to see this game out. That's what a captain does. Although he is on his feet for work, so hopefully the football gods are on his side. Well won there by Semeshwar. And then cleared away up in the sky by an underrated Noah Young, who's had a great game here tonight. Olumi, turning provider. Cleared away. Only match of the round goal he's ever scored, Ashalumi, was against Parklea last year. Of course, then he scored in the All-Stars game against the Spartans 20s in what was a phenomenal goal. It was a team he would be eligible to play for. As the laser still comes in, by the way. Apologies, by the way. Truly, it's a hilarious joke. Please do it again. Kwarteng, infield pass, big body off the ball there. Free kick. No, I disagree. A little bit inconsistent for my liking, but again, I'm not a referee. I'm not referee trained. Aaron Cruz preparing himself to come on. Another one who spent 12 years at the club. I feel like Mo Salah in the African Cup final when he was taking that penalty right now. There it is again. Apologies to those trying to watch a game of football. It's coming from a long way out of this ground. We've got no control over it. Right, Salta standing over this. They need a goal right. The game personified in a single kick of the football. The end of the night for Noah Young, a fantastic midfield general's performance. And while he said to me in the pre-game, the only two things he loves doing are going for golf bouts and going to the fiddler, I think tonight he certainly earned a beer or two. What a hard-running midfield general he's proven to be in this match of the round. Off he comes, on comes Aaron Cruz. He's going to sit next to Jordan D'Alessandro for these last 15 minutes or so. As Parklea hold on to a 2-goal Ryan Hofsmith lead. Brave work there by D'Alessandro. Ball in behind, won by the younger Hofsmith boy. Brad, that's better by him. Cruzy straight into the challenge. Probably gives that ball away, does, but that's okay. The hustle was good as he adjusts to the speed of the game. It's a very quick game to adjust to. Napolitano, ball in behind. Burke, who's been brilliant all night. Burke had his touch taken off him. Did Mwini Malenja, and then Garen Serrata couldn't keep it in. Chain Rangers need to take this quickly. Nah loose. He's going to leave it here for Arash Alumi. I should say, older brother Hosh will be watching along tonight. Glenwood representative, of course. 2 years his senior. 2 hands raised by Arash Alumi towards that front post again. And it was angled in towards the back post in the end. Right across the face of the 6-yard box, and consecutive corners it'll be from different sides it'll be. Trying to get the ball back from a ball kid who's doing his best to slow it down. Must be a Parklea fan. It's all happening in the goal mouth. Cruzy on Arrogar. River Ducks Adonteng, better known as Francis, in there too. Oh, very high looping ball. Burke went for it, and then Ashalumi ended up being a cross. Who might it fall to? Our conversion attempt. And the Parklea faithful, who are just growing in confidence with every passing minute, give it the big way as it goes way over the bar. Oh, for all the talk, Town Rangers must show more in these last 10 or so. Oh, big win by Hofsman. I think it came off his noggin. Yep, that was a sore one. Cruzy in behind. Joyner, who got the assist to double the advantage. Ball in towards the edge of the box. Oh, and just over. Took a bounce off the fence and then bounced back onto the pitch, which is helpful for Kyle Potter. River Ducks Adonteng, again better known as Francis, put that ball forward. And I'm sorry to say, but this Town Rangers team just cannot really combine passes together for long strings or long passages of play. Parklea have been the better ones at it. An example of that brewing right here. That is phenomenal triangular football. Elder looking for the perfect touch. Oh, Hofsmith, surely it is absolutely sensational by Parklea. It is one of the most stunning team goals you will ever see on a match of the round. And he has another match of the round hat-trick as Parklea have huffed, puffed, survived and ridden their luck, and then just blown the Town Rangers house down, thanks to Ryan Hoffsmith, who might just be the greatest footballer of all time. What a humbling performance. Elder's suffering from cramp, but he has an assist to his name in the match of the round. The game is won, the day is done, and Parklea will jump from 9 to 12 points in a day that's going to have huge ramifications on the title race, the promotion hopes, and the top 4 race too, as Newbury now put themselves in the driving seat to not just take the points even with Town Rangers, but to leapfrog them by 3. They've got to beat Oakville first, though, to even get on par. But this Parklea performance, my word, both teams talk, but only one has delivered here tonight. 13 minutes to go. Well, it took 3 goals for Town Rangers to switch into gear last week against Minchinbury. I don't think that with 13 to go, they're going to be able to do it again. Important for Parklea, who are almost there to stay focused, though. But Ryan Hoffsmith might just be the ultimate big game player. It's like he only ever scores multiple goals in a game. What on earth is that thing up front for Parklea? He's not human. He's honestly not human. Ryan Hoffsmith, if he didn't do it 3 years ago by scoring a hat-trick as a 19-year-old on his match of the round debut against Riverstone, if he hasn't just established himself with this performance here tonight as one of the best strikers in this corner of Western Sydney, then I don't know what will. As his younger brother Brad puts in another huge clearance at centre-back. And his work is not to go unnoticed tonight too. He's 2 years his brother's junior, and he is keeping out the most potent, the most lethal attacks so far this season in Town Rangers. They've got a clean sheet here tonight, and it's very much thanks to him. I tell you what, they have laid the blueprint down for how to compete with this Town Rangers team. What a game for people to be able to watch as the header comes in and goes over again. Their best chances have come from corners all afternoon, all evening. What a game for Town Rangers to not come to the fore, because this will inspire the rest of the comp. They're going to welcome on their squad captain in Krishant Sharma. He's got that 26, and Jared Burgess, who scored a bomb last week, I've been told. He will come on as well, former ropes crossing boy. Krishant Sharma, of course, a former Workers 21s rep himself. Off comes Hectoras Tsialtas, as does Anthony Napolitano. The silence around here is absolutely deafening. And Serrata sends it away. Krishant Sharma straight into the action as Joyner puts it up high. Well, he wants a poker. Again, he's got one against Prospect this year. Ryan Hoffsmith, if he scores here, I swear I'll buy a lottery ticket. Inside 10 minutes left to go. Not including any added on time, of course. 10 regular minutes to go in a utterly thrilling match of the round. Ryan Hoffsmith's hat-trick coming in a match of the round via a back heel. Serrata, easy touch out of his feet, sends it wide to his left back, Palacios, who will clear into the centre. It's actually ended up being a really good pass towards Gemelli as Gar goes all the way back to Puffett, who gets his pass right this time. Sharma sends it forward, beaten the offside trap, has Narloose. He's really quick now. Slipped on this great surface at the pivotal moment. Town Rangers are resorting to praying. So Elder's going to come off. Looks like Damon Springall is going to come on. It's his third game back from an injury, the 19-year-old. Believe he scored the winner here last night in the reserve grade game. And off comes the GOAT. One of the best scorers, if not the most consistent match of the round goal scorers we've ever seen. Ryan Hofsmith comes off.
Is that the best striker in the Prem?
I'm going to try and get him on the microphone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and get him on the microphone at some points before the end of this match. He deserves a conversation. He deserves to be heard. What a performance. What a striker's performance. Held the ball up, pressed, scored 3 goals from 3 chances. Town Rangers trying to rekindle something in this match. It's probably too far gone at this point. Nalus, who had that last chance, twisting his way into the box across the face of goal, might fall kindly here for Town Rangers. It doesn't. Prashant Sharma on his left foot, it was blocked. Arogar, he missed the ball. Here he comes, Joyner, who's been so good. Cleared by Alumi. Here's Blake Joyner again. Really, really good work. Lumped into the middle. By Someshwar. Sting out of the game completely with 5 minutes or so to go. Ooh! Clearly went for Nikolopoulos there. D'Alessandro's night is done. Joyner saying he went in with his shoulder. It was clearly, you could tell by his eyes that he was going in to take out Nikolopoulos there. I think D'Alessandro's night is finally done, but I tell you what, the shift he put in after he came back off from his injury. Bit of smack being spoken between the hat-trick getter and the defender. Won't it be great to watch? Well, D'Alessandro is receiving treatment in the middle of the pitch. I mean, Town Rangers are saying, how on earth is this allowed? Because the game is still going on, and now we're just waiting for this to happen. Well, all of this time, of course, should be added on. D'Alessandro is going to be forced to come off now. I think he's really done it this time. Probably should stay off. No, he's coming back on. Town Rangers just trying to forage something out of this game. A consolation goal, perhaps. Came into this game with the best goal difference in the comp. Nicely done there by Matty Elder. This Parklea team are really fit. Hunter French, he has honestly come such a long way since I last watched him play. Nicely done there by Parklea's right back. The 19-year-old on Match of the Round debut has grown into this one. 3 minutes left to go in this one. Parklea integral for them and their confidence to keep a clean sheet. Kabir Someshwar will take this one. Nicely done there by Aaron Cruz to just hold it up and take some more seconds out of this one. Jared Bergen. Burgess, I should say, forgive me. Cleared away by French, straight into Burgess's head. That's rather unfortunate, having just come onto the pitch. Galopoulos first to it, leaving one in on D'Alessandro there, who's going to be a sore man after this. Foul there by Malenja. Someshwar staying down. Taking every single moment out of this game that they possibly can. At some point, even for the neutral, it goes past amusing and becomes annoying. Well, if they trained 20 times harder after their first loss, does that mean that this is now 20 times harder than that when they hit the field on Tuesday? Is the question that has to be asked. I'll ask it the next one on the podcast, don't you worry about it. What a title race, what a promotion battle we have here in the PL2. The Laing Simmons Blacktown men's Premier League 1 and 2 competitions this year are absolutely enthralling. Do not take your eyes off a single round. Elder put it central. Cruzy trying to win it out of the sky. Narloose is there. Narloose still. Burke, who's been my favourite Town Rangers player of the evening. Sharma beaten to it there. Well done there by Gemelli. Right, we are 30 seconds away from being into added time. Burgess, who wanted to add another bomb to his collection after what he scored last week, and just lumped in by Sharma. Nothing ball. Boateng out wide. Been impressed with him at times tonight, even despite the fact that he gave away what's proven to be the winning goal. I think there'll still be a couple of minutes left in this one because of the amount of time that Parklea has spent on the deck. Right, 5 minutes. It seems we'll be added on. 5 minutes, it seems. As Serrata sends it away, is there enough time for Town Rangers to mount any kind of fight back? Well, we're past the 90 minutes, hence that AFL siren going off. Olumi. He's been good, but hasn't had the chance to really do much more than just being good. And again, long they go, Town Rangers. It's been the preferred, predominant avenue tonight. Narloose. Olumi. Last goal on camera was for the All-Stars, of course. Of course, it remains to be seen. Whoever finishes second will, of course, feature in the game, the one-off game after the Grand Final Series to get promoted, and they will verse the team that comes last place in PL1. So could it be one of these two teams who ends up finishing second and ends up having to play, well, what would right now be Quakers Hill Tigers, who are coming in last in the Laing Simmons Blacktown Men's Premier League 1. Ball towards the backstick. Might this one finally work? Narloose there. And it's just been steered away for another corner, this time on the other side. Now a couple of minutes have already gone past. We've survived the cold, we've survived late change, we've survived a laser. One of the match of the round games to remember. There is no easy way to forget this one. It's been phenomenal, and there could be a forthcoming for Parklea. And off he goes. The kid who was playing pro at the start of the year is going to put the pressure on. Well dealt with there by Emmanuel Quatang. Both fullbacks competing for it there in unnatural positions for them. 92 minutes played. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a friend for you. The Ryan Hofsmith is in fact here to chat. I'll give him a headset. Forgive any background noise that you might hear. Ryan, chuck that on, my friend. Thank you for joining us here in the cold. How are you feeling after a 3-goal performance?
Pretty sore, pretty tired. Looking forward to the 2-week break, that's for sure.
Mate, you didn't just hang yourself up for any balls into the box. You worked your buttocks off tonight. There were a couple of slide tackles right before your first goal. In the press, you were dominant. Aerially, you were dominant. You've put yourself through the wars. You've just said you're sore, but you've got 3 goals to go with it. How do you feel?
Yeah, fantastic, man. Before the game, I knew I wanted this game. It's a big game, especially after the interview this week. Hearing a lot of stuff from the interview. Just had to show up.
You absolutely spoke this performance into existence, and then you had the cheek on a hat-trick in front of a massive audience here tonight to backheel it into what was an empty net. How on earth did you just find yourself in a position like that?
It was just I saw the keeper come off his line. I just gave it a touch and, I don't know, give the crowd what they want.
Mate, in a match of the round, you turn into someone who, every single touch he makes, it turns into absolute gold, platinum even, diamond if you like. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch you here tonight. Thanks for jumping on. I really do appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Enjoy the celebrations tonight, my friend. Thank you very much to Ryan Hofsmith as Parklea go and win a corner as the game heads towards its final moments. You've just listened to the words of a superstar. He talked this performance into existence. Probably now the most consistent match of the round goal scorer with the most goals per capita per game. It comes to a point eventually where you run out of adjectives to describe how good a player is, and we're getting pretty close to that point now. Ryan Hofsmith, absolutely sensational tonight. And a big thank you to the Parklea faithful and staff for letting us prize away the golden boy from his warm down on the sideline right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed what you've seen tonight. Leave a like if you've appreciated the input of Antonio Perello and now Ryan Hofsmith. Leave a like if you think that there is a promotion battle here in the good old Laing Simmons Blacktown Men's Premier League 2. Because guess what? I think there is. Couple of seconds left to go in this one. As Parklea just hold it in the corner. Asher Lumi comes in strong. Hits the deck. Wins a free kick. Parklea going to do the same thing over and over again. Asher Lumi receives a yellow. Needless. That's that brash youthfulness coming through right there, that obvious frustration. 95 minutes and 10 seconds ticks on by. Thought it was a free kick, it'll just be a throw. Town Rangers just trying to clear it and get this game done. Or is there a fourth here? Goal difference might come into it. Ooh, big challenge came in there. Nalu's just saying he just got elbowed. And then now Elder is calling for a yellow on one of the Town Rangers players. Arrow Gar comes across and lets him know. I think it's just wise if we just bring this one to an end. Now, a couple of players have got yellow cards. I'm not seeing the point of playing on any longer. I know it's in the laws, but we've got these two teams that are in volatile positions. Arrow involved. He's still chatting to Jordi D'Alessandro, who's just doing his best to calm the situation down. Jordi D'Alessandro, outside of a challenge and 50-50, wouldn't hurt a fly. If anyone can talk Arrow down, it's him. So, how much longer will we go on as we approach 97 minutes played? I'm getting cold. Puffett claims. That's it. Well, what a night for Parklea. It's a night of records. Ryan Hofsmith becomes maybe the most dominant goal scorer this place has lost its tag as being a fortress. Parklea launched themselves into a title push, into a promotion push as a whole, as a squad as well. And perhaps, especially after that reserve and now first grade win, and perhaps there are multiple teams competing for this first grade title. What a night it is, and what about the ripple effect that this game could have on the rest of the season? Parklea lay the blueprint of how to build and how to break down the super team, and the super team have just found their kryptonite in magenta. It's been a fantastically intriguing night. There's some blood coming out of one of the players from Town Rangers, which is bringing about some disapproval from the technical area. Luckily, there's a shake of hands between all the players, and we can get out of here. Well, usually I have a list of goal scorers on my hand that I have to go through and make sure that I have good handwriting for, but I don't need to this week because the answer is Ryan Hoffsmith. Ryan Hoffsmith. Ryan Hoffsmith. Talk about the assist providers, though. There have been some good ones out there. Hope all those boys with sore bodies on this new synthetic pitch are going to rest up just fine. Enjoy the 2-week break, Parklea, as you head into the bye and the King's birthday long weekend. Thanks very much for you guys for tuning in tonight. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we will see you next week.